Hello friends. Now let us take up the concept number 5.17, advantages of OOP. This is the last concept in this chapter. By understanding the advantages of the OOP system, OOP paradigm as a list of items, then we can conclude this chapter. Actually, as I told you many times, design is the core job, real intelligent job in project development process. Actually, in project development process, I simplified all the phases into 5 steps, like understanding and defining problem, analysis, algorithm, coding, testing. Out of that, first 3, understanding and defining problem, as well as solution also, analysis and algorithm, they come under design phase. The 3 together called a design phase. After completion of the 3, mentally your mental job is finished. For this purpose, your personal quality, your intelligence, common sense, all that, business oriented knowledge, all that help help you a lot. But here there is no role for computer nor computer language, that many times I explained. So because of this paradigm, OOP, object oriented paradigm, software design becomes simpler, because this is much closer to real life models, real life model. That's why it is closer to real life model. That's why designing will be very easy. Once design is simple, design is understood, the developers can develop it very easily. Developers can develop it very easily, and the quality of the software can be improved, and the maintainability of the software becomes simpler and easier. Okay, these are the basic advantages of the OOP systems. And now let us list out all the advantages one by one. Actually, if you see these list and all that, you feel that there is a lot of duplication in these points. Actually, once you understand this thoroughly, you can understand what is the difference between point to point. Just however you understand one by one point from the beginning. Actually, not from the scratch. Actually, as I told you already, there are two alternative ways to develop a system. The first one is develop the system from the scratch. That is one way. Then lot of time, uh, time is money, money cost is increased, and there is scope of bugs, debugging cost is there. That's why time consumption will be more if you develop anything from the scratch. But in object oriented systems and all that, it is like assembling. So from existing units you develop. That's why you can save lot of time. That's the basic first and foremost important reason. You need not develop many systems from the scratch. Second one, productivity. This is also linked with the first point. Actually, when you are using existing systems, existing components for developing new systems and all that, obviously your productivity is increased. Understand? Suppose for developing a new systems, 100 units of work you are supposed to do. Now, let's come to this point. Out of 100 units, 60 units of components are available readily, and with some change, without changes also we can use them. So we have to develop only 40 units. suppose it requires 1000 units of time, 1000 units of time, then with the 500 units of time or much less than that you finish up that. That's why productivity is highly increased. Productivity is increased and all that, obviously the cost of the project is reduced. Cost of the project is reduced and all that, the company can compete well in the market because of the quality one aspect, other one is less cost, lower cost other aspect. It can compete with the competitors very effectively. That is the another reason. Third one is security. Actually, security is the vital purpose. Actually, security not there, security not there, then you cannot rely on the system. People are not interested in using the systems. Suppose everybody is using a bank ATMs and all that. In bank ATMs, there is no security for the money, for your money. Anybody can tamper something and withdraw your balance and all that. People are not interested in using bank ATMs and all that. Nobody is interested to take a bank ATM card. Understand? That's why if you feel that your money is 100% secured, then you are interested in using the systems. So security is very important, vital feature in all systems. Then here in WOOP and all that, the security first, thereafter everything. Data does not flow loosely throughout the system. That's why in FOP systems and all that, that provision is not there. That's why these are highly reliable systems we can develop. And fourth one, reusability. As I told you many times, reusability means creating new things using existing things, and this is like the 2 points and all that. Actually, once one component is developed, taking into consideration of the generality and other things, then that component can be used for many other purposes. Other projects also it can be used and all that. So if it can be used widely and all that, then its usability will be increased. So reusability is a very important feature. It increases the worth of the project, worth of the component what you develop and all that. So that is the most important feature, whereas this feature we cannot find much in FOP systems and all that, function oriented programming systems. So reusability is provided by inheritance characteristic of the OOP systems and all that. And object based division. Actually, when designing the project and all that, then the viewpoint, the analysis is totally distinct here. In the system, what are the object? Actually, whenever one project is there, we have to understand and define the project. Thereafter, we have to analyze. When you are analyzing the project, then always you think of what are the identifiable objects. So then how you can get result? One object interact with one or more objects, then you can get the result. So in this analysis, as I told you already, suppose if you find a class, how you use that? How you can identify object? A class is composition of student. Each student is an object. In the same way, if you take a school is a composition of classes. In a school, 10 classes are there, then that school is composition of 10 classes. This type of analysis will be closer to real life, and this object oriented division is much easier than function oriented division and all that. And the sixth one is upgradation. Actually, WOOP systems are upgraded much more easier than the FOP systems and all that. So that is one of the advantage. Inheritance. Inheritance means creating new things or new classes using existing thing. It is almost similar to a real life inheritance. Suppose you inherit the properties of your father. Your father inherits the properties of your grandfather. Like that and all that, then we can create super classes and subclasses like this. This is A class, B class, C class, D class. Suppose this consists of AB, this consists of CD, this consists of EF, this consists of GH. So now what happens, as far as D class is concerned, if you define GH, that is enough, because these are the three superclasses are there. Those are like father, grandfather and great great grandfather. Then if you develop D class with the GH elements, obviously it inherits A, B, C, D, E and F. Understand? Then program development process will become simplified. Just whenever you want to develop a system and all that, what are the existing classes? You see that existing classes, and what are the existing classes are useful for this thing, all that you take and you apply this inheritance and all that. As I told you in the previous concepts, only one principle is there. When you have to implement inheritance and all that, what you have to check, either easier relation between them or not. Once easier relation is established, you can implement the inheritance. Already I told you, cylinder is a type of circle, ice is a type of water. Like that, easier relation is established, then inheritance you can use. By that, you can save efforts, lot of efforts. Only design you have to make, and you have to identify what are the existing objects and all that, and then you can inherit in your project and in your object. By that, the productivity is highly improved. Next, decomposition of complex projects. Actually, whenever a complex project you have to understand and all that, you cannot understand as it is, because it is so big and complex. Where to start? It like a forest. Where to start, where to end, you never know and all that. So, if in the object orientation, then any complex project can be decomposed like objects and all that, and every object individually you can understand, and by that the analysis, the understanding and defining problem, even a complex problem also becomes very easy, and improved maintainability. Actually, uh, maintenance means you have to understand, already explained to you. After delivering the project to the client and all that, you have to upgrade it because of several reasons. The environment may be changed, and the environment in which the project is working may be changed. Next thing, the associating hardware may be changed, hmm, and basic conditions may be changed. Like that, any changes are there and all that, then it may give some encounters, some problems. All that we can resolve through maintenance and all that. So here we can provide improved maintainability than the existing one and all that. That is the one of the advantages, and these are the advantages, and you cannot take it as granted. Object oriented programming paradigm is ultimate. Okay, I do agree, but at the same time, few disadvantages are there in this system. Actually, this system, what are the disadvantages? Disadvantages of OOP system. The first one is its focus is on overall project, overall design of the project. its main focus is it focuses on overall project, and it dissects into objects and all that, and it does not focus on internal operations and all that. That means it gives more priority to design than operations. Whereas if you come to top down modular approach and all that, there the focus is on operations. That's why I told you, for design purpose, external design purpose, we have to go for bottom up approach, that is the WOOP approach, WOOP design approach, and internally again we have to depend on top down modular approach. Top down modular approach focuses on operations, and the second one the second one is, it is difficult to understand. Actually, if you ask any programmer in the industry and all that, what is the most difficult concept means, almost 95% or more will tell you object orientation. It is very difficult to understand. Actually, just like that, by reading you cannot understand that. Function orientation you can understand that very easily. Object orientation, little more maturity required and all that. Okay, so that's why every time I am telling you, overnight certain things you cannot learn. Overnight certain things you can learn, but some elements, some special cases are there, and overnight you cannot learn. For them, lot of research, lot of integrity, and focus is required. Once one day you get maturity on the day you understand the real truth. Until then you will have that is half baked knowledge. It is one way. Illustratively, actually you want to learn one language, human language, initially you cannot speak freely because the main problem is you do not know vocabulary. Number two is you do not know grammar, and you do not know conventions, local conventions and all that. So just like that, if you use language and all that, and you are humiliated because your status is different, and you are using a bad language because of your ignorance. That's why you cannot speak fluently, or lot of mental blocks are there to speak out a new language. But subsequently, one day you get confidence, then you can freely speak. But first day or initially you cannot speak freely and all that. Just each and every word you think, deliver, compose, and then only you utter. Understand? The same problem is here. Whoop, overnight you cannot understand. You should have some background. Then also you continuously think of it, what is the truth behind it. One day definitely you understand that. Once you understand the philosophy of Whoop, you will be the ultimate programmer. No doubt about that. And that is the thing. Difficult to understand. And difficult to develop systems also. Actually, for a small program also you have to develop class, object and all that. Then it is somewhat difficult, and the cost of the project, in case of small projects and all that, cost of the project is increased. Obviously it increased. But just like that, without defining class and all that, you cannot use functions. If you want to write a C program, a simple C program, simply write a function and achieve the task. But compulsorily here you have to define class. Thereafter, within the class you can define the functions. A function cannot be a standalone function. That problem is there. And finally, one thing is there. What is the difficulty and all that? Actually, we are talking, this is object oriented programming. So object is the building block. Object means all new programmers or novices, they always feel object means some physical object. Suppose student, they have no objection. Car, they don't have an objection. TV, they don't have objection. To realize it, it is an object. But as far as student's marks report, student statement is concerned, they have an objection. Salary statement is concerned, they have an objection. Survey report is concerned, they have an objection. The brain does not accept it. There is a lot of resentment. Object means that everybody thinks of some physical object. Here we are thinking of data objects. So employee means we don't take any physical object, we take his data, his name, his number, distinct number, his salary, his designation, basic DA, etc., and all that. So that migration, that realization is very important to understand and master WOOP. These are the few disadvantages. Because of in before this, comparatively with the advantages, these are negligible. One point is there, it is not so easy to learn. Some maturity is required. You have that much instinct to master WOOP, and first you understand concepts only, thereafter you go for applications, then understand concepts, perform program, then you can own the WOOP concepts.